Welcome back to more powerboating in paradise with members of the Florida Powerboat Club right here on the Florida Powerboat Club's YouTube channel. This is Stu Jones with producer Ryan McCoy, and we are back at it now, continuing our 2021 event series, and we are now in Orange Beach, just over the state line from Florida into Alabama, with an event that we've done once before back in 2019, and now we're returning here in 2021 with the second annual Orange Beach Powerboat Week staged right here in Orange Beach, Alabama, presented by the Wharf. Florida Powerboat Club's 2021 series sponsors include Blackwater Boats and their sister company, Deep Impact Boats, along with their exclusive worldwide dealer, Plantation Boat Mart. Midnight Express Powerboats, Mercury Racing Wide Open, Mystic Powerboats, Myco Custom Trailers, Nortec High Performance Boats, Performance Boat Center, and our official prize sponsor, Superior Communications, providing us with Garmin and Icon products as prizes for our Poker Run events. And a quick sneak peek here at the artwork for the event that kind of gives away the story that we are at this landmark Wharf location with that Ferris wheel in the background. That's the actual Ferris wheel that is on property. And in addition to all of those series sponsor logos that we pointed out earlier, we'd also like to introduce Alacomp Insurance, who has returned once again as a sponsor for Orange Beach for their second year in a row. And we'll kick things off here with some nice shots of the Wharf here in the heart of Orange Beach, Alabama. And you're about to see why it's a great venue for a poker run. I call it a one-stop venue because you can do everything here. We've got huge parking facilities for all the boats. You can see off in the distance, those are the Wharf condominiums, the very luxurious units. And off to the left on the other side of the bridge is the Spring Hill Suites Hotel, where a lot of us stayed. And of course, this huge floating dock marina. This is what makes the Wharf such a great destination for boaters. Whether you live here full time in one of the slips, or whether you just visit for a weekend and for a special event such as a poker run or a fishing tournament, the Wharf has activities going on year round, and they've got all of the entertainment right here on the property. So you never really have to leave. Main Street has shops and boutiques and restaurants. They've got a full-size cinema, the Ferris wheel we can see off in the distance. And, of course, you can see that is the Gulf of Mexico. It's about a 15-minute boat ride to get out into the open waters of the Gulf. Taking a little stroll down Main Street now, and you'll see why it's such a great location. Plenty of parking, shops and boutiques on two levels, both sides of the street here. And every nighttime, the street is lit up, the lights come on, and a sound and LED show, laser LED show comes on, and it is absolutely incredible. Those of you who attended the event know that we had a private room, a private entertainment complex really, called The Port, where we conducted all of our activities Thursday through Saturday, and I think that worked out just great for everybody because it created a social venue that allowed us to really enjoy the camaraderie of our fellow boaters and, of course, meet a lot of new boating friends. And we're about to go through the drill of what it takes to get staged and launched here. And as we start to see some familiar boats like Pete Ribeiro's 34-foot MTI, he came all the way from the Florida Keys to come and join us, as did a lot of other teams. Many people drive 500 to 1,000 miles just to join us here at this Orange Beach venue. So obviously the first thing we need to do is get to the boat ramp. It's only about a 5 to 10 minute drive to the nearest boat ramp, and it's a huge ramp, and it's not that busy. We're here on a weekday now, it's only Thursday afternoon. Here we are at the boat ramp, and looks like we've got Frank Bolte's 44-foot MTI going in. That's Sean Evans and his crew launching the Shark Rider. And great facilities in terms of what we need as power boaters. I think these boat ramps are ideal. There's a little bit of current here on when the tide is moving. It is kind of a quick running current, so you do have to be on top of your game when the boat goes in the water. You need to, once it becomes free of the trailer, you need to get on those throttles and get it clear of these finger piers. And if you are going to land up against a finger pier, obviously you notice you need to have your fenders and your lines ready, because you can see none of these pilings have any kind of fendering on them. So just some advice to any of you, if you're planning on doing this event in 2022, these are some of the points that you need to sort of make a mental note of in preparation of coming here to this venue. couldn't help noticing what a beautiful day it has been all day Thursday. But as we move into the later part of the afternoon, it's time to get with the FPC girls, and we've got a big night of entertainment planned with the Miss Powerboat Week contest taking place right here at the port. But we had about 10 of our FPC girls and our contestants for the Miss Powerboat Week who broke away to this selfie studio, which is right here at the Wharf. And I wanted the girls to get up and get a ride on the Ferris wheel, but then it turns out they really had a blast coming over to this place. They took turns taking pictures of each other with these various studio sets. And of course, that was Pete Bowden, who just managed to get in on the fun. But you can see it really is a cool spot, and I think that all of the girls loved it. So let's just sit back and enjoy the show for a little while, guys, as we are introduced to a whole new wave of FPC girls, many of them going to be staying with us throughout the weekend. I can't believe it's been 2 years since we were here in Orange Beach, and back then we had our Miss Powerboat Week contest the very first opening night on the Thursday, and it was Amber Contant who won that contest, and that's her with her crown that she got 2 years ago. And ironically, she actually organized all of the ladies to come back and attend and compete in tonight's Miss Powerboat Week. So the winner from 2 years ago is actually the organizer of the event now. And in fact, Amber has helped us out with a lot of our events, especially up here in the Florida Panhandle, including the Emerald Coast event with getting these lovely FPC girls to come and join us. And the doors have just opened here at our private venue, the Port, where our local catering company has already got some food and some munchies out. We've assembled our judging table for tonight's activities, which will be a total of 10 judges. Looks like Cass is going to pony up his $100 to judge, as well as a few others. There's Pete Ribeiro. I think Kenny's going to join in. But all of the money that we get from the judging table goes to our charity, which for this particular event is going to be feeding the Gulf Coast. And you'll get a chance to see this venue just a little better as we go wider on the shots. But this is the Port, and it is a private concert hall, really, that a country singer built a few years back, and they rent it out for private parties, and we've actually rented it out for all 3 nights and for our captain's meetings on both Friday and on Saturday. So this is the perfect venue because it gives us the opportunity to really have our own private party, and I think that everyone really appreciates that. And the show is about to begin, so I'd like to first of all thank member Paul Bertucci from FEB Distributing, the owner of Beer Money, 39-foot Deep Impact, attending this event. He is our sponsor for tonight's entertainment with the Miss Powerboat Week contest. And we have the beautiful Allison kicking things off here in their sparkly cocktail dress. And we are going to let you guys enjoy the show as we bring out as many contestants as we can for round 1 of the 2021 edition of the Miss Orange Beach Powerboat Week contest. Well, guys, it's pretty obvious by now that we really had a stellar cast of contestants for the Miss Powerboat Week and for the entire weekend. We're just giving you a little highlight right now. It's time to carry on with the show. We want to get out on the water and do some high-speed running around, so we'll return with more highlights of the Miss Powerboat Week in our next episode. Friday morning, and yet another beautiful day as we kick things off here. Our FPC support vehicle, a little bit of a coming out party for this 2015 E350 van. We bought it from Gilbert's. It was pretty beat up with a lot of salt damage, and we spent a lot of time and a lot of money getting it fixed up, and it is sponsored by Sanders Ford. The ladies are getting everyone checked in here at the port. Another reason why I love this facility, there's a private room in the back with this huge bar, and it's just perfect for doing poker run check-ins. The girls are so organized. Jackie got everything all laid out perfectly, and within just minutes we had a well-oiled machine here as all of the teams came up to check in, get their goodie bags and all their passes and their wristbands and their t-shirt. And the best part is having lovely Candice personally put on your wristband. And of course, once everybody gets checked in, it's time for that important captain's safety meeting where we go over all of the details of the poker run course and of course the safety management program. But the new format I think worked out well, and I'm sure that everyone would agree that by getting individual sponsors for each segment within our entire agenda, starting Thursday right on through Saturday. So therefore, each morning, the breakfast and captain's meeting, it's a fully catered breakfast, and it is sponsored by Bent Marine, dealers for Nortec high-performance boats from Louisiana. Of course, Greg Bent and Robert Sengelman here attending the event with Robert's brand new Nortec 452 Superfish. I really enjoyed the new format, using the port for all of our activities, and everyone seemed to agree with me. But we've got some fun ahead of us today as we prepare to go out boating for the first run of the weekend. It's going to be an eastbound run back towards Florida. Actually, we're going to cross state lines back into Navarre, and we're going to go to that favorite stopping place that we all love, Juana's Pagodas in Navarre. But we've got about a 100-mile course round trip, and what I like about this course is that it starts out with calm water as we're running through the backwaters out to the intracoastal. We are going to make our way out into the Gulf waters today. Steve and Lynette Turner, the first boat we're catching up with in this 38-foot cigarette powered by Zool Motors. They're one of the few boats we managed to get just for this short run, which will get us closer to the inlet. There is going to be a fairly long idle speed zone that obviously we caught a lot of boats at. But once we get through this idle speed zone, we're going to get our first poker card and then get out through the inlet into the Gulf of Mexico for some nice offshore running today. So there really is a lot of great things to do on the water, as we're about to find out throughout the weekend. But this is the one thing that sadly we must endure in these idle speed zones, because it is a very congested area. Now we're approaching the home of Mr. Art Favre, who is our sponsor for the event, the owner of the Wharf. And this magnificent home is going to be our poker card number one on this Friday morning. So we're going to do just a quick touch and go for each boat, get a card, and then make our way back towards the inlet so we can get out into the Gulf waters for some high-speed thrills. So let's get down on the dock and spend a little bit of time with the new FPC girls. It looks like we've got Lexi and Candice who are doing the poker card duties today here from the docks of Mr. Favre's beautiful home. And by looking at the house, if you have any suspicion that it is shaped like a ship, well, indeed it is. The architecture imitates the bow of a ship, and if you're inside the house on the top floor, it is like being at the ship's helm. Well, it takes a passionate sailor and a boater to do something like this with his home, and that's exactly what Mr. Favre is. In case you're wondering, that is a 92 Viking that is under the boathouse. And it's our first close encounter for the day with the lovely Kelsey on Mike Boyle's X-Cat, Pellini Racing catamaran with Twin Mercury Racing 400s. And they are becoming avid poker runners, attending a lot of events with the club. And once again, our very eclectic mix of boats of all descriptions, from performance outboard cats to stern drive cats, performance V-bottoms, center consoles, multi-engine, 4-engine, 5-engine boats. A little bit of everything here for this Orange Beach Powerboat Week rendezvous. And it is Scott Favre making his way up to the dock. He's from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, but does spend a lot of time here in Orange Beach. That's because it's his family that owns the Wharf, and it's really Scott I can credit for getting the ball rolling on us even having this event, and it's been a great outcome for all of us. Well, our very enthusiastic dock workers here, Candice and Lexi, as they greet now Chris and Beth Giroux from Louisiana. They're here in their 38-foot fountain. It's powered by Mercury Racing 700, so this is one fast performance V-bottom, I can assure you. Looks like Beth has got her sea legs. She's been practicing this one. And I'm happy to report that they are 2 for 2 here at the Orange Beach Powerboat Week event. They joined us back in 2019, and nice to see them back returning here in 2021. And you can thank me for these shots, guys, because this was about the point where I realized that there really was a good vantage point for me to be here on this dock and get my iPhone out. And that's exactly what I did. So we got good shots of the girls and great shots of the boats and the teams coming in one by one. And to me, really, this is one of the most exciting parts of the day. Sure, it's fun to get on the boats and run, but something about just standing on the dock and watching all of the teams come up one by one, and just to kind of get the energy of the event. And of course, meeting some of the teams for our very first time, like this team, James Furlow and Floyd Russum, are in their Category 5 or Cat 5, which is a 37-foot Invincible. They're a local team. It's their first time doing the run. And I have to say, guys, I just really love it when the locals can come out and support the event. It's obvious this is a hardcore fishing boat, but to see them take an interest and participate in one of our poker runs, I think is just great. So welcome to the group, guys. Glad to have you. And I'm going to say the very same thing and the same welcome to Jason and Tiffany Ewell in Team Bad Addiction. It's Nortec 340 center console, their first event with the Florida Powerboat Club. They came a long way to attend, all the way from East Texas, 600 miles one way. So in my opinion, guys, that's dedication. So welcome to FPC, and welcome to your first Orange Beach Powerboat Week event. Well, guys, we are going to keep the fast pace of this show like we always do, and we're just going to break away from this card segment and bring it back to you in our next episode. Meanwhile, we do want to spend some time and get out into these Gulf coastal waters for that exciting run eastbound today, and that's exactly what we're going to do. We've got the helicopter up flying and in hot pursuit as we look down. I believe that is Scott Favre and his 44-foot MTI getting in position to do that coastal run. And from the Perdido Pass here in Orange Beach to the Pensacola Pass, which we're going to go in, I believe is about 18 to 19 miles. So that's going to give us just a perfect amount of high-speed thrills as we head eastbound today. A light chop here as we now close in on Scott Favre and his 44-foot MTI team. Game on. His first big catamaran, actually. You know, Scott's been in the club for several years. He started off in a 42X cigarette powered by Mercury Racing 1100s. Then he went up to a Outer Limits SV50 with Mercury Racing 1350s. So this is a big jump to go to an MTI Cat. Mercury Racing 1100s got all the power you're going to need for a good ride. And while, you know, up here in the helicopter, you're looking down and it looks, you know, very calm. In fact, it really wasn't. That was quite a chop that we had. And I think that Scott is just taking care of his crew. Doesn't want to scare the pants off everybody on their first day on the boat with him. So I'm sure he could be going. If it was just him and a buddy, they'd be running about $120 right now. But I think he's just thinking about the ladies and being very smart as a captain to keep the boat at a safe, comfortable speed so everyone enjoys the ride. And it's Chad Havens again, his return to the Orange Beach Powerboat Week event. He was here 2 years ago with his DCB Cat, but he has recently restored this 40-foot skater, put some big power in it, Mercury Racing 1350s. Spent a lot of time in the shop and re-rigging, over a year working on this boat. So it's kind of a coming out party for him. I do believe that this is the first poker run since he's done the complete refit on the boat. And once again, I think that many of us would think that the boat should be going a lot faster right now. This is a 170 mile an hour skater, but just kind of creeping along at about 75. Once again, guys, it's bumpy down there. And any responsible captain knows that the most important thing is the safety and really the enjoyment for your crew who are sitting in the boat and, maybe a little bit apprehensive about how fast we're going to go today. But clearly this is a speed that everyone's going to be comfortable. So thumbs up to Chad for staying off those sticks. And it was only going to be a matter of time before we had a big Midnight Express here in the Orange Beach run. And I believe it's the first time we've seen a 43 Open attending their second event since they got this 43 Open. Brad Hancock from Georgia, Captain Pete Waller riding along at the helm, just enjoying their new Midnight Express, their second event. They joined us a month earlier at the Tampa Bay Poker Run in April, and then made the big haul from Tampa all the way up here to the Panhandle. Kind of a transition run for them because from here the boat will go home to Georgia and be on Lake Lanier for the summer months. Well, we never have too much trouble finding this boat. Team X-Cat, Mike Boyle and his first mate Kelsey, and this 34-foot Pellini Cat, Mercury Racing 400Rs. He's always a front runner, loves driving fast, and once again, while I've seen this boat run at speeds well over 100 miles per hour, looks like he's just going to be comfortable to dial this cat into cruise control today and not try to set any speed records. Remember, this is an extremely light cat. It's easy for these boats to get real squirrely if you put a little bit too much speed to them. And these are the kind of conditions where things can go bad real fast. So once again, thumbs up to this captain for understanding the conditions he's in and keeping his crew safe. And it's another seasoned veteran with the Florida Powerboat Club, Bo and Tiffany Renfro from Georgia, with Jason and Celeste riding along. They do a lot of poker runs in this Skater 368. It's powered by Mercury Racing 700s, maintained by Brand X Marine. They do a lot of poker runs. I can't even keep track anymore, but it's already May, and I think they've already done at least 3 poker runs with the club since the beginning of the year. So they certainly are pretty avid powerboaters and big supporters of the club. It's nice to see this team joining us year after year. Well, it's pretty apparent that all of the big catamarans are the front runners today, and that's obvious. They always are. They're the fastest of the group. Lane Christensen looks like he is really pacing the group today in his MTI 48, powered by Mercury Racing 1350s. He likes going fast. Obviously, the name of his boat is Fast Lane, and he's always owned fast boats, and he's always driven them fast. But obviously, with 48 feet of MTI surrounding you, a 12-foot beam, and a nice heavy layup, this is a boat that can certainly crush through these waves and get up on top. With those Mercury Racing 1350s, what a machine. You can see he's really taking advantage of this hull's design and not really testing the performance, but certainly enjoying the performance of this 48 MTI as he takes the lead position here on today's run, heading eastbound along these beautiful coastal waters. Now, in a run where we see a lot of these catamarans running up front and pacing this group, I was surprised to see John Kosker way up near the front of the pack in his Mystic 4200 center console, Quad Mercury Racing 450s. But then again, you got to remember, well, John Kosker, not only is he a boat builder, he's a boat racer. So going fast is in his blood. And I think that to see him with the throttles pushed forward and this Mystic just cruising along about 65 to 70 miles per hour in this chop, it's all in a day's work for John. I mean, that's how he thinks. That's what motivates him. So I think he's not only proving that the performance of this Mystic is really superb and outstanding and great for poker runs, but above all, John just likes going fast, and that is exactly what he's doing today. What a beautiful boat this Mystic 4200 is, and thanks to Mystic for their continued sponsor support with the club. And clearly, MTI has got a great showing here on this run today. Another 44. This is Frank Bolte, all the way from France, joining us here in Team Shark Rider. Mercury Racing 1100 1350s, dual cal motors, maintained by Sean Evans from Go Fast Marine Services, who does a lot with the Florida Powerboat Club and takes care of a lot of customers with high-performance boats. And they have got this 44 just dialed in today and having a beautiful ride here along these coastal waters, probably managing about 85 to 90 miles per hour in this light chop, which is probably just about as far as you want to push this boat, where you can still have a great ride and a little bit of an adrenaline rush and at the same time maintain a safe cruise. Well, that has been a great start to really what was a fantastic rendezvous here in Orange Beach for 2021. And we are going to have a 5-part series with complete coverage of this Orange Beach Powerboat Week. So we're going to bid farewell to our teams for just a little bit here, take a break, and be back to you with episode 2 with complete coverage of the 2021 edition of the Orange Beach Powerboat Week, brought to you by the Wharf. So thanks to all of our participants, altogether over 50 teams in attendance, as well as all of our sponsors for coming together to join us for this exciting return to the Orange Beach venue. We just loved it. Remember, guys, the only place you're going to find these episodes is right here on Florida Powerboat Club's YouTube channel. The best thing to do is subscribe to the channel, punch that big red button right now, and make sure you hit the notification bell so you get updates every time a new episode is released. Be sure to check out the website at flpowerboat.com for all of the details about upcoming poker run events in 2021, as well as membership information. You can follow us on Facebook at Florida Powerboat Club, and you can follow us on Twitter and on these Instagram pages. Thanks to all of our viewers for your wonderful comments on our page, and you guys know who you are, and I really do appreciate that. But if you have questions or comments you want to direct to me specifically, please use my personal email at stu@flpowerboat.com. I check that daily, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. We have got a fantastic year planned for 2021 with members of the Florida Powerboat Club, so stay with us. Meanwhile, we're going to sign off for now. This is Stu Jones along with our producer Ryan McCoy in the Pompano Beach studio. Have fun out there, guys. Be safe on the waterways. Wear your life jackets when the time is right, and always respect your fellow boaters. Bye for now.